You are listening to the Young Black Travelers podcast. Black voices chatting on experiential travel, dedicated to creating a global community of travelers. Be bold, be inspired, be spontaneous. We are
Welcome and welcome back to Young Black Travelers. This is season 12. Now, we've already recorded some incredible conversations this season, stories from travelers who've moved through the world in powerful ways.
Before we dive into more of those stories, we wanted to pause and talk about something we've been reflecting on. What changed us, and more importantly, are we choosing to move now?
Hey, so for our first opening episode of season 12, you know how we do. We are going to open us up with a nice, chill, fun icebreaker. Today's icebreaker is called Which Do You Prefer? And it's going to be a series of just quick rapid fire questions that both Amina and I will answer. And you can let us know in the comments if you agree. And you can also put your answers below. Now, Amina, rapid fire. No explanation. No thinking it through. Which do you prefer? Early flight or red eye?
I'm a red eye girl.
Red eye girl.
What about you?
I'm an early flight girl.
Ah.
I'd rather just get it over with. Next one. Cheapest flight available or comfort first?
For first, I will say.
Me too.
Yeah,
Comfort
okay, good.
first. Here we go. Next one is overpack or minimal packing?
Minimum pack. Minimal.
Ooh,
overpacking at all.
I'm an overpacker.
Really?
I'm a what if for whatever reason, sometimes I feel, what if I get stranded? I need things. So
That's valid.
all right, final one. 3 cities in 4 days or slow down?
3 cities in 4 days. Stay in one city too long. What about you?
I'm a slow down. I like to fully experience, what the city is like, wherever I am at. I like to check out the local areas and all that good stuff.
See, I like to get it over with quickly. Come on, let's get it. And I like your style.
Right, so that was our nice quick little icebreakers. You all can let us know your answers below, your then versus now, or what you prefer. And we are going to jump right into segment 1. What we used to glorify or what we used to hype up. So, Amina, really quick, what did travel mean to you?
It used to mean escape. I feel like if I was traveling somewhere, if I had a boarding pass, felt important. I used to romanticize, being somewhere new. I think that's what it used to mean. Yourself, what about you?
For me, travel meant adventure because I think the first time I traveled abroad was coming to the States, and it turned out to be a pretty wild adventure. So ever since then, traveling has just meant something just adventurous, something new, just something to want to see.
Let's go. What does it mean to you now?
What does it mean to me now?
Yes.
To me now, travel is luxury and comfort. If I want to get away, then I think about where can I go, or where can I have a nice little getaway from, what new area or what new state that I haven't visited yet. It doesn't have to be anywhere grand, but just traveling away. I just need a change of scenery.
Yes.
It screams comfort and luxury to me.
Did you ever chase aesthetic over experience?
In some sense, I think when I'm first in a new place, I do chase the aesthetic. But then after I guess a couple hours, or after fully experiencing the aesthetic, I'm like, okay, all right, let's move on.
Let's move on. I think, for me, I think there was a time where I chose destinations based on what would photograph. How am I going to look? The rooftop, the curated, the sunset. Where is a beautiful photo going to take? Now it's definitely different. Not that way anymore. I don't want to feel disconnected in a beautiful place. Experience it.
And when you say that you based the trip mainly on the look of it,
Photographs.
yeah, the
Yeah.
photographs of it, was that
Yeah.
just specifically for how it looked?
Yeah, it's like I think I've learned along the way. Like I chose Egypt one time
Mm,
because I knew I wanted to get that pyramid photo. I was to get that pyramid photo. It was like the mindset. Then when I
mm,
got there, it was way more than the pyramids. Like Egypt
mhm,
was beautiful, so many different people to meet. Oh,
mhm.
yeah, I definitely did, mostly for what it would look like. But, I think the local experiences was way more than the photograph.
Okay. Hey, nice. Let's see. Did I really not too much. I went to South
Good.
Korea and I lived in South Korea for 2 years. So there were many little places that had aesthetic and then some that weren't so aesthetic, and I learned to balance it out. So I didn't always, I guess I grew out of the habit of choosing a spot just based off how it would look.
Are you watching Korean dramas to try and practice?
I still watch my Korean. I still watch my K dramas. I love them.
They're so good.
They're really good.
So you mentioned that you stopped choosing based on how it looked. What did that mindset shifting for you? Like what made it become more about living there and enjoying than, the aesthetic of it?
I think for me, it was roughly around 6 months after being there because I was there during the pandemic. So, roughly around 6 months after being there, when we could finally start to like come outside a little bit more, I definitely felt the need to like fully like experience and just enjoy the space and the areas and the locations for what it really was rather than just the pictures and just the aesthetic of it. And how about you?
I think kind of what I mentioned, the example of choosing Egypt because of the pyramids.
Mm-hmm.
I think really, even if you have that mindset of I'm going just because I want to get a good photo, it actually works out in your favor because you get more than just a good photo. You get an entire cultural in your perspectives, and you get to eat different foods. So I think it shifts when you just travel more and you see, wow, it's more than just a caption, it's more than just a hashtag. It's really, life, different place, and it becomes less performative.
True. I can definitely agree with that.
Girl Kazan, and I'm just here with Ms. Gina from You All Naturals. So I just wanted you to explain to our audience what do you do and how does your product serve your customers?
First of all, I am so glad to be here with you. It's an opportunity to share our products with our community. Our products are all plant-based and there are no nuts.
Wow.
And we make sure that the facility we manufacture doesn't manufacture anything with nuts.
Thanks. I love that analogy, and that is so great for me with any product.
Absolutely. Absolutely. For a lot of people, I never went to doctors as a child, and so I guess I'm an unofficial naturopath. I learned these things from my grandmother when my daughter took very sick with alopecia, which is an autoimmune problem, as well as eczema. The products that they prescribed with her were full of sulfur and polymers. And so I went into that kitchen and I started making the soap. And since I'm a gardener and now a master gardener, I know how plants work. And everything that we need comes from the garden. You don't need anything else but what comes from the earth.
Right.
And so I put all of these products together with the advice of biophysicists from leading universities, biochemists, microbiologists, and even a Nobel Prize environmental scientist who is a client. I'm a cancer thriver, not a survivor, cancer thriver. And so each one of our products has a purpose. Moisture. Moisture will moisturize your skin as well as give you a facelift.
Yes.
It will also cause those beautiful curls to pop. You can use it every day as a hydrating agent. Now, for the next product, this is coffee. If you know anything about coffee, it tastes great in a cup. But when you put it in a product and use it on your scalp, it helps with circulation, and more circulation means more hair growth. Now we're going to talk about soothe. So many people have issues like this. This is yeast, dermatitis, alopecia. And so this product we utilize is a scalp antiseptic. This antiseptic product can also be used on your skin. It can also help to grow hair over time because of the agents in it, all local. And as you can see, it's a pinkish color, so you know we're using roses. And so this is our soothe. And if you spray it on your hair when you're having a dermatitis breakout, it soothes the scalp.
Very soothing, guys.
This is our very special shampoo. This is all plants inside of this that combats this type of hair issue. It restores the scalp issue, the pH balance of the scalp, and over time will help alleviate fungus growth, psoriasis, meanwhile keeping that scalp clean. Our next product is Lee. We really love this. This is our newest product. I love this product because I've got 4A and 4C hair. And if you know anything about low porosity, high porosity hair, drinks. Just keeps drinking, right? Wow. And so Lee, again, all plant-based, it's very hydrating. After you wash your hair or after you use our moisture, what you can do is put the Lee and it will keep those curls in place. We just did a test on a young lady that has locks, and it even helps lock the hair. Our products, when you use them, will have your hair locked because there's no residual buildup. There's nothing on the hair that will stay on the hair. It does what it has to do, and when it's time to wash it washes right out.
That is amazing. These products are such a great line, and I'm glad that you serve in the community. Please check out Miss Gina and You All Naturals.
And guys, let me say one more thing. Hey, we love you. We love to get this information out to our community. We are very susceptible to chemicals in our products. Yes, it costs a little more, but you'll live longer. Listen, I'm a cancer thriver. I'm 65 years old. I had ovarian stage 3C cancer, and God heals me. But you don't have to go through what I went through.
All right, so now we are diving really quickly into segment 2. And this segment is about what depth looks like now. So if we're not chasing the aesthetic anymore, what does depth really look like? So Amina, what makes a meaningful trip now? Like if you had to give the characteristics of a meaningful trip, what would those be?
The connection. You know, in the beginning, Icebreaker was, are you a 4 cities in a week type of person? Now it's not how many cities that I hit, not how busy my itinerary is. I like to think, did I learn something? Did I meet someone new? Like, slow down and have a moment where I could live here. If I can feel like the rhythm of a place instead of just consuming it.
It's pretty similar to me. If I can, because I already like to slow it down on trips anyways. So if I can just fully get a full grasp of what the locals experience, like if I can enjoy the same food, if I can, go to the same place, little hidden gems, and experience it the way that everyone else that lives there experience it, I'm like, yeah, this is a great trip. I'm enjoying this.
Something that you prioritize now you didn't before?
I would say for me, now more than ever is comfort over burnout. Meaning, well, specifically for me, because I had spinal surgery, so I can't really push my body the way everyone else can push their body on trips anymore. So there was a point where I would still be, up and at it with everyone. I will still, be like, all right, yeah, I can still go. I can still stay out. I can still do this. Yeah, we can go to this next, item on the itinerary. Now I'm like, sit this one out and you guys can go and I'll pick it up later. I can now, boldly and without shame be like, I'm at my limit. So comfort
too
over burnout. And what about you?
For me, the only answer is rest. I used to overpack my days. I felt like to maximize every single thing. So now I leave space. I'll sit in a little bit longer. I'm the type of person where I don't like to Uber in new places. I like to walk there.
Oh,
if it's a walkable city.
okay.
If it's a walkable city, I like to walk there. So I try to spend time walking through the city, listening to people. You know, staying in one area instead of sprinting across the city quickly in an Uber.
Okay.
Well, doesn't need to be impressive to be impactful. You don't have to jam pack your days. Because I used to be the 6 a.m. girl. I'm waking up, you know, going to go find this, 8 a.m. doing this, but you know, you have to rest. Have you ever stayed somewhere longer instead of checking more boxes?
Yes. There was one weekend in South Korea. I went to a different, let's call it a different city. And I was supposed to go from that city to another aesthetic city, you know, to get pictures, to try some food. And it just so happened that the first city I went to, the beach was just so beautiful. And then there was a ship, or not a real ship, but like it was built like half of a ship. They built it like a monument, but you could walk and sit and enjoy and take pictures. And I found myself really just standing there looking out at the ocean, and I was like, man, this is really beautiful. And I ended up spending my entire afternoon there. And I was like, you know, I'll go to the other place another day, because this just, it's got me. Yeah. And how about you? Have you ever stayed longer?
You know, I like to solo travel on my birthday. And I
Okay.
went to Tokyo in the summer. It was why walk around with little towels wiping their sweat, you know, and it was like a no makeup place because you're just going to be wiping it off because you're sweating. It was like 90 degrees. But I was only going to stay for about 4 days, but I stayed for like, I think a week and a half.
Okay.
Because it was just so beautiful. It was so efficient. It was so clean. You know, they really are about their rules, but it works out for you because everything's so timely. You know, where I stayed at was like this, to explain what it is, but it's kind of like a hostel, but it's more cubicles, and you know, it was so clean and nice. There was laundry. I feel like in Japan, everything is planned out. You know, they're like in year 3000 and we're over here in the States in like 2026.
Great.
Yeah.
Nice. And what does intentional travel look like in real life for you?
Oh, that's a good question. You know, I think it looks like me asking myself, you know, before I book, what am I looking to get out of this trip? I said in the beginning, it's photograph. You know, am I here to celebrate? Am I here to connect with my roots in some way? Connect with other cultures? Intentional travel isn't always glamorous because you learn things in many different areas. You know, you move differently when you know your reason for being in a place. What about you?
For me, intentional travel is definitely asking myself, why am I going here? And then intentionally putting aside time to try at least one of the local dishes. And then 3, also putting aside time to really sit. Well, not necessarily sit down, but just like sit in the moment and really like experience and just soak up the moment. That's intentional for me. If I can get a second to like meditate on like this experience, then yeah. All right, so we are going to take a quick little break, and then we will catch you all back as we will go into our last segment and then wrap it up.
Friends that they can do this experiment and just get a little perspective on why they think the way they do. So I'm Cassandra from Young Black Travelers. I'm here with Odin from Lit NYC. So this is a very nice spread, by the way, that you have here. Talk more about it.
Yeah, basically, as you can see, brand is that's the clothing brand, but the official brand is Lit Poppy Productions. It's a production company based on, we throw parties, we throw events, podcasts, and we looking to do pop-up shops. We've always been successful. We trying to get kids out the streets, basically, to start their own businesses, teach them how to go about, starting their own businesses and trying to get resources to things that they need to help them elevate, It's for the culture. Check us out on Instagram. It's Lit NYC. We appreciate everybody that's supporting us from the start and keep pushing us,
Wow, that's such a beautiful message. And, I'm from Brooklyn, ride or die.
I definitely meant to get you that.
Okay, there's a little draft. So, put this on and thank you. You got rep Brooklyn and you're repping it so well with your business. So check him out. Check out Odin from Lit NYC, all the products and his mission. Very beautiful message.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Young Black Travelers Pod. We are starting segment 3, and it is the not so pretty side of growth and travel. So, has travel ever changed you in a way you didn't expect?
That's a really good question. Has travel ever changed me in a way I didn't expect? Yes. Traveling really opened up my eyes to the fact that no matter where you go, you will have people that are fascinated with you. Now, when I moved from Jamaica to the States, I didn't experience that. But when I moved from the States to South Korea, I experienced it. It was like everywhere I went, because I moved to Busan, so I didn't move to Seoul. So I moved to a more countryside, and people were fascinated. And it was my first
Bet
time.
they-
It was my first time experiencing something like that. Just people staring, like literally staring into your soul. But it helped me to be, I guess, more patient with people, because you in New York City, you're quick to be like, who you looking at, you know like, why you staring into my soul right now? Going to South Korea, it just helped me to be more patient. Sometimes, they haven't seen, whether it is they haven't seen Black people, whether it is they're fascinated with your here. Like, it taught me more patience, and it taught me to listen, to like fully understand.
See, does it change me? I think it helped me not to be so much of a control freak because, I think control is an illusion. The weather changes, flights are delayed, flights are canceled, and you can't control it. You just got to go with the flow. So it's helped me to just get out of my head and just be like, you know what? It's okay. I'll get there. I'll get there when I get there. And being a flight attendant, I've had many flights delayed, many flights canceled. And then so it's really hammered into me now. Like, you can't control it. Your seats may change. You might be sitting next to a crying baby. So you really have to give up this control freak mindset and just be like, you know what? I'm going to travel, and that's a blessing, and that's awesome. And I can't control everything. So it's helped me to dial it back a little bit.
And have you ever outgrown people you used to travel with?
That's a good question, girl. Well, I would say, I guess to, switch up the question just a tiny bit. I used to travel with new people that I'd met. I'm like, oh, other flight attendants, like, let's go somewhere. And because we could so easily, I would just be like, be okay with it. But you got to know people's personalities before you go somewhere. It's really big. So I noticed the change when I would fly with people that I'd only known for a few months. The trips would be disastrous. And then when I traveled with people I'd known for years, the trips were smooth, easy, no problems, no dilemmas. It was just adventure and fun. So I haven't outgrown people, but I've outgrown the idea that you can travel with just anyone, because you really can't.
Yeah.
You really have to pick and choose the people you travel with, because it's a dangerous thing. Travel is dangerous. It can be dangerous, I should say. So you need to be with people that you feel going to have your back, and you're going to feel pretty good about you.
Growing people I used to travel with, not in the sense of like leaving them behind, but more so in the sense that I'm no longer the type to wait for anyone to go somewhere. Like, if I'm like, hey, you want to go? I really want to go. And you're like, no, I don't really like, why you want to go? Say less. Say less. I'm going to just myself. I've outgrown people that are too hesitant to travel.
The same way. That's why I solo travel a lot, because I'm not going to wait when people are like indecisive. Oh, should we go? I'm like, nope, my flight is booked already. I'm definitely going. You can come.
I must say though, I must be real transparent. I do have my moments where I'm like, I don't know if I could come right now, but I don't know. But I think that it also stems from the fact that I know that when I'm ready to go, I will just go.
Good. Has travel ever exposed something about you that you didn't like?
Yes. It has exposed that I can be more impatient than I originally considered myself to be, and it exposed that I can be a little annoying because of the fact that I can't control what I want to control in terms of like getting the seat I want, in terms of like there being a delay, in terms of like if the flight is not as comfortable as I expect, like as I assumed and expected it to be. It exposed that I'm a lot pickier than I actually think I am.
Love that. We all, honestly.
And you, has it exposed something for you?
I think travel has just consistently taught me that I don't know as much about the world as I think I do. You know, I always bring this up that the best fried chicken I ever had was in Panama. Was in Panama. I've always thought we had the handle on fried chicken.
I'm not
I'm gonna give a
gonna
little, like a little cadence to South. Best fried chicken I've ever had in my entire life. It's just taught. I think it's exposed me to know that I, as an American, we're not the center of the world. There are people who are doing things way better than we could ever imagine, and that's the truth. Travel really humbles you. It really does.
It really does. It absolutely does. And I must say that the Korean fried chicken is up there. It is up there. Korean fried chicken is up there too. Might not be the best, but it is up there.
I
Right.
saw this. Oh, sorry. I saw this segment where it said that the reason the Korean fried chicken is the best was because during the war, Black GIs go over to Korea and showed them how to fry chicken. So I'll send you that video later. It's so good.
That's interesting. I've never heard that before. But it makes sense, you know?
It does.
It makes sense because I'm telling you, when I was there and I tried the fried chicken for the first time, I was like, who taught them? Who taught them? And they do they can throw down with some fried chicken. They can definitely throw down. All right, we are entering into our rapid fire last segment where we're gonna slow it down but speed it up, you know, keep it at a nice little pace. Here we go. You ready for it, Amina?
Yes. We're going to go back and forth. We are at segment 4, our rapid fire questions. All right. Are you ready?
Ready.
Tony. All right. Don't even think. Just answer. First thing that comes to your mind. All right. Luxury hotel, but no local interaction.
That's a hard one because I need both.
Rapid fire, girl. No local interaction.
Oh my Lord. Okay. Local interaction.
Okay, good. Missed flight, but meaningful connection.
Meaningful connections.
All right. Perfect itinerary or no spontaneity.
Ooh. Oh, perfect itinerary or no spontaneity.
You pronounced that word way better than I did.
A perfect itinerary.
One neighborhood, 1 week.
One neighborhood, 1 week. 1 week. I'm gonna do the 1 week.
Yeah, I like it.
Wow. All right.
That's good. I like your answer. You're honest.
How about you? Let's go from the bottom up. One neighborhood
Okay.
or 1 week?
Do 1 week.
1 week.
Sure.
Okay. Missed flight or meaningful connections?
I'm confused with that question. Is it more like you missed your flight, but you had a meaningful connection with somebody?
Yeah.
I'd rather make that flight. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't waiting for the next one. I have that meaningful connection when I get to my destination.
I love it. I love the answer. How about, let's see, the perfect itinerary or no spontaneity?
I need spontaneity, so I'd rather not have the perfect itinerary.
And luxury hotel or no local interactions?
I need the local interaction. I don't care about the luxury hotel.
There we go. There you go. All right. Well, let's see. We have one final question, even though I think we practically answered it earlier.
So,
But let's rein it all in. And if you could say that there was one thing that travel has taught you, what would it be?
that I need to be doing it more. Honestly, After that first destination, you're like, wow, this was awesome. I need to do this again. Dang, the next one. I gotta keep going. I gotta keep growing because whenever you travel, you learn. You have to
Yeah.
keep learning. Story about you.
For me, it would be that I need to pull the layer back more. So, just to dive into that a little bit, when you go somewhere, you experience it, but there's always something deeper to really discover. So, it's definitely taught me that you can dive deeper into wherever you go.
Sometimes if you're going someplace, like from the beginning of this, we talked about the aesthetic, you don't really pull back the layers, but when you dive deeper, you see more, you learn more, you grow more.
Yeah. All right, so our opening episode, everyone, in season 12, we are choosing depth over aesthetic, and we will see you all in the next episode. Thank you all for joining us. I hope that you fully enjoyed it as much as we did. And please remember to follow us on Apple iTunes, on Spotify, follow us on our YouTube channel. Please feel free to become a contributor to our Anchor. And you could also follow us on social media, our Facebook,
Instagram, Twitter, our website.
Thank you all for joining us today. We hope to see you all in the next episode.